All right, Jamie. Thank you so much for helping me out. I appreciate it. Um,
Anytime, my brother.
as always, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, so I just want to make sure to tell you thank you for that. Simple 5 questions. I'll ask you one at a time. You'll give your answer. Real simple. All right. So the first one, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Advice I give my younger self. Uh, I probably, say pay closer attention to the small details, and that's in all aspects of life. Just catching the small things that at a younger age, everything's so fast paced, and you're so anxious to grow up and become an adult. But just paying attention to those words of wisdom that come from people who've lived a certain life before you, not thinking you know it all, and even at a even wiser age now, still struggle with that a little bit. But just kind of paying attention to the small details, and listening to those voices of wisdom a little closer. You know, uh, Older folks used to tell you, hard head makes soft tail, and you have to learn that in life when you go experience those things that the voices of reason have told you, and you still go bark up that tree and find out what's up that tree. And boy, say you
Yes,
learn
sir.
fat meat greasy.
Yes, sir.
Most definitely.
All right. Number two, what is something that you wish you could change if you could change anything?
That's such a loaded question, LB. Because it's so much. I mean, there are so many great things in life. Let me begin with that. There's so many great things in life that we can experience, that we have access to. But then there's so much ignorance that drives so much of the great things in the world. I just wish that we could remove that barrier of ignorance. And I'll go into that a little bit. Just for instance, wealth. Take wealth for a topic. Our some of I'll say our light skinned brothers had much more access to knowledge, much more access to the resources than we did. And our fight was twice or thrice as hard because we were playing catch up. I just wish that if we were playing on a level field, I think that things would be a whole lot different. But unfortunately, the field is not level, so we have to, like I say, fight a little harder to be able to reach a level of comfort, for lack of a better term. You know what I mean? Wealth, for example, but also our racial indifferences, man. That's a tough pill to swallow every day. And I know when you went to high school, when I went to high school, kind of total opposite type deals, but we came together at South Carolina State. Of course, we were the HBCU, so
Yes, sir.
we saw how we nurture our own. But that's a fallacy of the world, because the world's not like that. You have to be able to, for lack of a better term, go out there and code switch if you're going to be successful, and you're going to gain access to those resources that I've been talking about. So I wish that wasn't such a barrier in our lives, that whole racial divide, or that whole I won't necessarily call it a racial divide, because there is a racial divide, but a lack of resources and a lack of knowledge to gain those resources. We seem to gain that a whole lot later in life. So we're playing catch up. So I wish we could change that, my brother.
Yeah. I feel that, man. I feel that. All right, the third one. How do you feel at this age in your life?
Boy. Boy, oh boy. Man, listen, man. You know, growing up, we'd think that, wow, we're 45. or you saw somebody that's 45 and you're like, well, you know, they living a good life. They're at that middle age. Well, we old. We old.
Yeah.
Your body feels a little different. You know, blessed to have health and be in a good mind. But you can tell at a point we're reaching that beginning stage of wisdom now. But you know, it's crazy when growing up. I'll speak on another tangent. Growing up, you see somebody 45, and you're like, okay, I want to be that age one day. But now at 45, we're talking about things like retirement. Like, you know, I tell people all the time, but I gotta work 6 more years now. I ain't gotta work but 6 more that I can put in for retirement. But all in all, man, I feel good, man. I'm blessed. Like I said, I'm blessed with good health. I'm blessed with a sharp mind. I'm blessed with a wonderful, beautiful family. You know, I think that the Master allows me to, everything I kind of touch, it really, I kind of flourish in it, man. So, you know, I can say that I'm blessed. You know, I do work hard and I am thankful for all the opportunities that he gives me. But at this age,
yes,
man,
sir.
like I said, I'm blessed, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I could dig it. What is one book you'd recommend?
One book I'd recommend. A good book, of course. Everybody needs to read that word, man, to stay centered, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, there are so many life lessons in that, as they say, basic instructions before leaving Earth, as they call it. But if we're talking a little more practical, we did a book study at my school on The Energy Bus by John Gordon. And, you know, it just talks about, you know, how a negative energy can ruin everything around you. But I'm paraphrasing, of course. But how negative energy can ruin everything around you, and how you have to work to, you know, build that positive energy in your culture, man. And, you know, that's what I'm all about, man. Especially just keeping things positive. There's so many negative things that can suck the energy out of you. You got, especially as a leader, you have to be the charge to kind of lead that charge of positivity. So, you know, that's an awesome book. I'd recommend anybody. The Energy Bus, John Gordon, man. Dynamic book.
All right. And the last question. What's one thing you feel that you know that you didn't know 10 years ago?
Something I know that I didn't know 10 years ago. Well, I know my knees hurt bad. I shouldn't have done that Q-dog hopping. Man, that's a good question, man, because I guess I can sum this up in what I'm about to say. My commitment to being a lifelong learner, man, is it grows as I age. Because I don't ever want to be in a position where someone is beating me out for a position because of something I didn't know, or for my ignorance or lack of knowledge in a subject. So, you know, I kind of, you know, I use my good old friend social media. They say it's a gift and a curse. And it is. It's some rabbit holes that you can go down that can take you to some bad places. However, there are some great things out there, are some great people that you can follow that can really, you know, kind of keep you lifted, man. You know, TikTok, for instance. I'm an avid TikTok user. It helps my business, number one. But also, I follow some folks out there in the area of leadership. And, man, some of the tips that they give or that we share, they're awesome, man. But I guess the biggest thing, Herb, I'm gonna say this, man. I'm finally learning how to adequately save, and I'm talking about money now. How to adequately save money. Money matters, or it's something that we aren't really taught like that, or we weren't taught like that. But what I've grown to learn is that matters of money is more about philosophy, and understanding what leads to wealth, understanding how that process goes. Because I can remember growing up, and it's just like this. Our folks would be like, "Don't get no credit card. You need a credit card. Credit cards are bad for you." But it's not that they're bad for you; it's how you use them. What makes it bad, because there are a lot of perks to using credit cards that can help you gain wealth down the road. You know what I mean? So,
yes, sir.
Yeah, man. That's one of the things, man. And we could talk about this for 2-3 hours, because I learned a lot, man. I learned a lot in my more seasoned age at this point, man. Because I guess the biggest thing, I've learned to listen more and talk less. Listen more and talk more. I got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. I should listen twice as much as I talk. And I'm still working on that. Like I do run my mouth a lot, but I've learned to listen more.
Yeah, man, that's the truth. I'm definitely with you on that. Well, thank you once again so much, Jamie, for answering these questions and taking the time out. I really appreciate your time, man. You're my bruh. Like, that's all it is.
Oh, dog. My LB, my Sands, my good square brothers.
Yes, sir.
Dog, what year were you raised, man?
2007.
All right. Hey, why did I say you my cable too? We got reasons in here, brother.
Yes, sir.
Boy, I tell you what, we did everything.
Yep.
Boy, I tell you what, boy. Crazy.
Everything, dog. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but you my man. Even even in all those things, you still a homie. I really appreciate your friendship.
Doubt, man. We've been down since like Flow Flat Tires since '96, dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I even representing for you today, man. You see that, man? I got some fresh threads on and these ugly colors.
You know what I'm saying? I see you, bro. I see you.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man. Thank you so much once again.
Not a problem, my brother.